First, let's pay homage to the lineage gurus, homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming, homage to Master Sakya Zongkong, homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa, and homage to Master Dupten Tarshi, homage to the three jewels of the altar, homage to the main deity of the good practice tonight, Jundi Buddha Mother. Sumo, Danzen Katso, Dupten Siddhi, Dupten Kama, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma instructors, Dharma teaching assistants, temple and center directors, and all disciples present here and over the internet. Good evening, how do you do?
Aister Sharai Hola amigo Che quiero mucho Skoi Ichiba Kimoji Chumi Yampi Primpri Konbanwa.
Today, we practice Jundi Buddha Mother. There are many Dhamma practices to Jundi Buddha Mother. Actually, every time we form the mudras, the first mudra would always be Jundi mudra, the beginning of the mudra transformations. Performing a series of mudra, the first one must be Jundi Buddha Mothers. So her mudra is the first of all the other mudras. Every time we form the series of mudra transformations, this would be the first mudra that we would form. That shows that Jundi Buddha Mother, how should I say it? So the mudras start from hers, from her. This Jundi mudra represents we can say the great potential of the whole universe. The whole universe. Like the world, human world is tiny. But this mudra represents the whole universe. Mount Meru, and the surrounding 4 major continents, 8 minor continents, the perfume ocean. So she is the center. Chundi Mudra is the center of the whole universe. Let's ask the gurus of the past why that before we form the series of the mudra transformation, we have to first form Chundi Mudra, the first mudra. Chundi Bodhisattva with 18 hands. Very special. The first tantric guru I took refuge in was Master Pu Fang. He's at the Shi Dao. Built a temple called all-inclusive temple. The Chundi Mudra is also called the all-inclusive mudra, or the complete mudra. And the temple that he built was also called all-inclusive temple at the Shi Dao. Master Lu-Ling had been there, right? Yes. The Dharma name under Master Pu Fang is Yuan. Yuan is like in complete. So my Dharma name was Yuan Tze. Tze like the pond of the Mahat Twin Lotus Ponds. And his lineage included that from Japan and from Tibet. Has more lineages in there. Tantric Buddhism that spread to Tibet is called the Tibetan Tantrayana. To Japan, it's called Japanese Tantrayana, or Shingon Buddhism. In China, it's called Chinese Tantrayana during the Tang Dynasty. And then when it reached the Mount Tiantai, it's called Thai Tantrayana. So there are many lineages in Tantrayana. Sometimes we talk about Chinese Tantrayana, and that's Vajrabodhi, Amoga, Subhagarasimha, who transmitted. And when it reached Mount Tiantai, it's called Thai Tantrayana. It's not Taiwanese Tantrayana. That's different. It's Mount Tiantai in China. And when it spread to Japan, it's called Japanese Tantrayana. Sing-on Buddhism in Japan is divided into two schools. One is Kukai or Kubudaishi, who received it from the Venerable Elder Hui Guo at the Green Dragon Temple in Chang'an, and then returned to Japan, brought it back to Japan. And the other one is Zui Chen, who got it from Tian Tai, Mount Tian Tai, Thai Tantrayana, and brought it back to Japan. Zui Chen.
那时候空海是到长安，青龙寺慧果老和尚传。
So Kukai went to Chang'an.
得到的密宗的是最澄，所以日本密教。
And Zui Chen got it from Mount Tian Tai.
有时候分成两派，一个是最澄，一个是空海。
So Japanese Tantrayana has two lineages, one from Kukai and the other one's from Zui Chen. Kukai is at the Takayama mountain, I believe. And Zui Chen is at the other place that's difficult to pronounce. At P-Ray-san.
日本的密教又分很多的派别。
So Tantrayana has many schools.
原则上
Saijo, the Tendai lineage, Saijo.
本身在藏密比较少人修，反而是东密。
So a Tibetan Tantrayana has less people practicing Jundi, but Japanese Tantrayana is more popular in Japanese Tantrayana. So whichever it's spread, they focus on different deities. So Kukai, Mount Koya, and Saijo at Mount Hiei. So the Tibetan Tantrayana has more wrathful looks, but Japanese Tantrayana, almost all deities have gentle appearances, such as Mahakala. So in Tibetan Tantrayana, Mahakala is very wrathful and ferocious. The same with Sri Devi, Palden Lamo, very fierce in Tibet. But in Japan, the Sri Devi is in the appearance of a celestial maiden, very beautiful. But Japanese Mahakala is one of the 7 fortune gods. And someone gave me a statue of Japanese Mahakala to me. Who gave that to me? Where is it now? An elderly holding a cloth bag and carrying a staff. So the appearance is different. The Tibetan appearances, including Mahasri, are very wrathful. They are all protectors, holding a hammer. Mahakala in Japan holds hammer. But in Japan, their statues look kind and gentle. So they are different. So Tantric Buddhism is also evolving. It depends how you cultivate. So once you cultivate and gain spiritual response or spiritual union, then you would know yourself. Like Hayagriva, the horse-headed Vajra protector, typically is very ferocious and wrathful. But in other places, Hayagriva looks kind and gentle. So it's difficult to talk about appearances. At the 6th floor at the Taiwan Lizang Temple, there's a young girl who looks very beautiful. But she was attached by the spirit of a ferocious tiger. When the tiger attached to her, her face changed to become like a tiger, and she bites, became very fierce. So even a strong, big, tall man could not hold her down. And when the tiger spirit left her, then she would become a very kind, gentle, and lovely little girl. So that to let you know that lovely woman, when they become vicious, they're like a tiger, and it's also very scary that not even a number of men can hold her down. A young girl, in an instant, could change to become a tiger. Therefore, we can't imagine about Tantric Buddhism. So actually, Tantric Buddhism is a combined combination, a combine of something to become something. Like Manjushri Bodhisattva, he looks youthful, like a child, gentle and kind. But in union with Yama King, he becomes Yamantaka, very fierce. So that's considered a combination. So talking about Jundi Buddha Mother, then We talk a bit more.
我们那个这一次的法会啊
Our grand ceremony this time, Drasilamo,
也是两种形象
also has two forms.
它本来是非常漂亮的
She was originally extremely beautiful.
但是她当护法神的时候，她就变成那个
But when she became a protector, then
全部都变了，
extending her tongue, her face changed,
她脚啊变成那个鸡的，
and the feet became chicken claws.
她整个身体都变了，
The whole body changed.
是真正的面貌。
But her real look was extremely beautiful, lovely.
对的，这是她的护牌嘛。
This is her amulet, right?
她原本是很漂亮的。
That at first she was beautiful, and then when she became a protector,
看起来非常凶恶。
she looked very ferocious.
我感谢这个扎基拉姆啊，
I am thankful to Drasilamo that I got.
会让人暴富。
She will make people get rich quick.
其实我也没有想说我要暴富，
So I did not want to become wealthy suddenly. Never thought about
但
it.
是人家弟子
Never crossed my mind. But disciples came from far away.
华盛顿 DC 来，
A disciple came from Washington, D.C.
他没有要求什么啊，
And they didn't ask for anything.
他说我要暴富，
They said they wanted to become rich suddenly.
他讲我每个月是每个月还是每
Did she say every year or every month? I don't know.
他要赚到
That they earn
到底是1000万还是1亿呀？
100 millions.
他说给师尊，就给师尊那个
And
暴富，
she
师尊小暴富。
got rich suddenly, big,
好啦，他就给我
lots of wealth, and then give Grandmaster a little bit of wealth. So I talk about it at the Dharma throne, ask her to stand up and tell them everyone that she gave me money for worth a car. I mean, a car worth of money. So Drasilamo was incredible.
郑师兄郑明昌，
So she immediately told Dharma brother Zheng Mingchang,
是真正的暴富。
and he's really
郑师兄是暴富，
got rich suddenly, lots of money.
他说输人唔输丁呐。
Well, he said,
把输人唔输丁，人家给师尊小暴富了。我今天来，我也要给师尊小暴富。
so he doesn't want to lose to others. So other people give Grandmaster some money. So he also offered me some money worth a car.
妙传
So that's even before transmitting Drasilamo.
已经有2个小暴富，
Grandmaster already got a small windfalls twice.
因为有几个弟子
And then a few other disciples that heard that they would become rich suddenly. So they want to perform the personal Sheng Ji. So I have a few other small windfalls, but don't tell anyone. But it's quite responsive. Incredible wealth, constantly, suddenly, just like the waterfall coming down upon you, that it's just money all over you. And you say you don't want it, and it's not accepted. I mean, you can only accept it. You have no choice. What can I say? She wanted me to get some windfalls and get some sudden riches, then let it be. Dharma Brother Zeng is a wealthy man. He's from New Jersey, right? Next to New York. So his business is running really well. And he invests in all over America, all the states. So he has assets and investments in all states of America. Think about it, how wealthy he is. And the headquarters in New Jersey. So his business and assets is all over America. Now all he asks is for people to pay him back for the money they owe. That's all he asks now, because so many people still owe him and could not pay him back. Countless money, countless amount of money. So Drasi Lamo has such an ability. And just like the floods or the torrential rain all over the world, that's scary, but not torrential wealth. So remember, you have to come for the Drasi Lamo ceremonies. Because all the money would be like the torrential rain falling down upon you, that you can't run away from it. Such a phenomena. That's why it's called sudden and abundant wealth. And as for Grandmaster too, why so much money given to me? And it never happened in the past. That this person give that much, and that person, and that other person too. That I cannot even not accept them. So That's before the Drazilamu grand ceremony. Grandmaster already got rich overnight. So she has tremendous power. Everybody has to come. You cannot miss this opportunity. A boyfriend and a girlfriend. The girlfriend asks, "What am I to you?" And Xiaoming was very cool and said, "Just like the bubble tea." So in this way, I would hold you in my arms, in my hands. And the girlfriend was smiling happily. And then her best friend next to her said, "What are you happy about? When he's done drinking, he'll throw you out." Today, tomorrow, every day, you're just hanging out. That doesn't mean I'm useless. That's just called stability. A few days ago, two brothers who resolve problem for a lady. And a bro. And the brother said, "I will give you my body. If you're beautiful, that means," yeah, this is just a different idiom in Chinese. But if you're ugly, that means you're taking a revenge. Everyone is eating together, man and woman, and it's about to celebrate the new year. Whether you have money or not, let's marry a wife and to celebrate New Year. And there's a big fat lady next to him and said, "Okay, I'll marry you then." And the man said, "I will not celebrate New Year this year." Now the main subject, question from Malaysia. The Venerable Lian Sui, reference Lian Sui from Malaysia. Penang. Homage to Grandmaster Amitabha. Your disciple have some questions about the practice of the sleep light practice. Please advise. 1. After completing the visualization for the sleep light protection, and one cannot fall asleep right away and even need to get up to use the toilet, is it necessary to redo the practice upon returning to bed? If that's the case, after performing the sleep light protection practice, and you have to go to the bathroom, so you get up and urinate, and then you get back on bed and perform the practice again. There's no need, in my opinion. Just do it once. Just do it once. The sleep light protection. Because Grandmaster's sleep light protection practice means there is no such person. Although I'm sleeping inside the light with Lang Yang Kang, with Lang, the fire burns my whole body to become ash. And Yang, the wind blows the ash into the open space. And Kang, there is no more human on the bed. So there is no human. So whether you go to the toilet and coming back, there is still no person. You've become ash. So once is good enough. So are you burning yourself twice, 3 times, 4 times? No need. So the person has disappeared by performing the practice. They have completely become ash and light, and you're in union with the light. Disappeared. So too, if a fellow disciples continue to have nightmares despite practicing the sleep light protection, what should be done? What should they practice in the daytime to prevent nightmares? So the nightmares are unrelated to the sleep protection practice. Because the person does not exist. So the nightmares are unrelated to you. Just ignore them. Because some people have dreams at night, some don't. Like just now, Grandmaster on the Dharma seat, I think I sway my head twice. Once to here, and I came back, and then second time, I remembered twice. It's okay. It happened. It happened. Why do you want to remember them so clearly? So after you dream, let it be, let it go. Don't keep it on your mind. Bad or good dreams, don't keep it in your mind. Whether it's good, bad dreams, or whatever dreams you have, I never keep it in my mind. On the Dharma throne, it's most comfortable to fall asleep here. I don't sleep if not on the Dharma throne, but as soon as I get on the Dharma throne, I fall asleep. That's so strange. That's the case with the elderlies. They don't sleep on the bed, but they sleep watching TVs. The elderlies are like that. I don't sleep when I'm not on the Dharma throne. I sleep easily everywhere, anytime too. But on the Dharma throne, I always fall asleep. It feels so it feels so nice and warm sleeping here. It's being watched by so many. I feel rest assured. So many people protecting me. So I feel at peace and close my eyes, and immediately I fall asleep. And after I take my nap, I'm wide awake and energetic. So let's nightmares after performing the sleep light protection practice. It's okay. Let's just ignore good dreams, bad dreams. Ignore them all. Sometimes you should do more good deeds, then your nightmares will decrease. That's what I think. Do more good deeds. That would be good. Like me, seated on the Dharma throne. One time, I got up and then I sat on the sofa and I was contemplating to be seated on the Dharma throne, and instantly I entered Samadhi. About half an hour. When I woke up, I felt very energetic. So, or you can try when you have nightmares, you sit on the, or you contemplate on this, visualize you're on the Dharma throne, you will not have nightmares. Once in a dream, I received Grandmaster to bestow upon me a Zhongkui talisman for protecting the home and dispelling evil. Upon waking, I checked the 3 books on talismans written by Grandmaster, but did not find this talisman anywhere. May I come to Seattle to request Grandmaster to bestow this to me? Zhongkui is the deity, the sage who specializes on capturing ghostbuster. So this talisman, perhaps if you take this talisman, you will not have nightmares anymore. So Zhongkui talisman for protecting the home and dispelling evil, and it can also stop nightmares. I do have this, but I cannot just give to anybody. This is not a joke. Have you ever thought that the UFOs are actually ETs traveling on Earth, having trips, vacations on Earth? I wrote an article today for book 307. I wrote about my thinking right now, or viewpoint. Actually, the world is big. The earth is quite big with many countries on it. Some countries are good, some countries are evil, some countries are big, some countries are small. And there are many countries that you've never been. You have never visited this country. Like how many countries in Africa have you visited? If you've been to many countries in Africa, please raise your hand. Do you remember the presidents of those countries in Africa? There are many countries in the world. Some rich ones, some poor ones, some good countries, some are not so. That's how the world is. So you say the earth is big, but it's also small. With respect to the whole universe, the earth is just like a grain of sand of the Ganges River. So the earth is just like a grain of sand, and let alone the humans. So if you say big, it is big. But if you say small, it's also small. Does anyone know the boundary of the universe? Nobody can say how big the universe is. Like spoken in the sutras, the lifespan of Mahabrahma Deva it's the same as the cycle of creation to annihilation of the earth 100 times. Just imagine how long of a lifespan is that. So the period of an earth to be created to annihilation 100 times. That's the lifespan, that long. So how big is the sky or the heaven? Just in the heavenly realm of form, they would have such a long lifespan. Just imagine how big the heavens are. How vast the heavens are. So after reading the sutras, you would be very surprised how come Sakyamuni Buddha knew so much. That's why human beings are very minuscule. It's minusculely pitiful. You would be astonished at how much Sakyamuni Buddha knows. So this is something for you to think. Q&A. Why, when a man accompanying a woman shopping would feel more depressed than going to the cemetery? Because going shopping, you burn the real money, but if you visit the cemetery, you burn paper money, fake money. Now let's discuss the Surangama Sutra. Now it will talk about the mental formation or actions. So we've talked about forms, sensations, perceptions, and now we'll talk about mental formation and consciousness, which are difficult to explain. So Sakyamuni Buddha says, Ananda, It is like a raging torrent where waves follow continuously one after another without overstepping their bounds. You should know the skandha of mental formations is likewise. Ananda, this flowing nature does not arise from empty space, nor does it come from water itself. It is not the nature of water, yet it does not exist apart from space and water. Consider Ananda. If it arose from space, then the infinite space of the 10 directions would become an endless flood, drowning all worlds without exception. If it sprang from water itself, then this torrent would be something distinct from water. It would have substance and appearance as it is now. If it were the very nature of water, then when the water is calm and clear, it should no longer be considered water. If it were apart from both space and water, then since space has nothing outside it and water has no flow beyond itself, there could be no flowing nature at all. Thus, you must realize this kind of mental formation or samskara is also illusory, neither dependent triangle self-rising. So, mental formations or volitions or actions, samskara, is empty. It's like even when humans have done so many things, it's the same as not have done anything. So many things have happened on earth, it's the same as none of those ever happened. Because in the whole universe, you're just a grain of sand, let alone the humans. So whatever humans have done is the same as nothing, right? So let's think about it. Sakyamuni Buddha used the ocean water, the waves, one after another. So the wave in the front, the wave at the back, sequentially in order. So one after another, without overlapping each other. That's what he says. Water is as such. And the formation of the waves, they are not the human nature. They did not come from the empty space. If the waves, the water comes from the sky or empty space, then the whole world would be water. Then everything would be ocean waves. If the nature of water is the waves, then when there are no waves, when the water is calm, there are no waves at all. It would be like mirror. So the water is not the nature of water, of the waves, or of the torrent, or of the calm water. So it does not come from water, it does not come from empty space. That's what this piece means. So the same with the action and behavior of human beings. That's his analogy, but Grandmaster's analogy is simpler, would make you better understand. In the past, you raised fire by rubbing woods together, So by rubbing the woods together, then the fire appears. So the fire does not come from the sky, does not come from the woods, because there is no fire in the woods. And the fire does not come from the empty space. It does not arise naturally or self-arising. So it's because of the rubbing of the woods. So it's not there's no causes and conditions. And some people think, yeah, of course there's cause and effect. Because of that cause, there's an effect. Okay, if you say that, so then you can rub it. If there are two blocks of woods rubbing each other, you don't necessarily make the fire. Of course, there is the story behind this idiom to make fire by rubbing wood. But nowadays, is there anyone doing that? No need, no more. So if you live in the wilderness and you have no fire, what would you do? Then you need to kindle a flame. Can you do that? It's rather impossible. So I use this analogy to show that the fire does not come from the empty space, it does not come from the woods. Sakyamuni Buddha used the water, the waves, that the waves does not come from the sky, or the empty space does not come from water. And it's neither dependent arising nor self-arising. So neither comes from causes and conditions, or nor not come from causes and conditions. So a human's actions and behavior, some are really not causes and conditions. There are many strange things happening in America. And they are not causes and conditions, and they are not naturally self-arising either, like the madman who told me a news today. The news that someone called himself Jesus and killed a few people. Okay, why don't you speak? In news in America, a man somewhere killed a grandpa, grandma, and granddaughter, but not the grandma. And grandma said, she's Jesus. Because the mother is pure, so he did not kill the grandma. So, any basis for such a behavior? That the mother is pure and he thinks he's Jesus. So is there any proof that he's Jesus? Any grounds why he called himself Jesus? Look at such a behavior. So what's stated in the Surangama Sutra, there are no causes and conditions. He just said that he is Jesus and his mother is pure but not his father. So the man is not pure and the woman is pure, and also the granddaughter. But the granddaughter is a woman too, it's a female. Oh, the mother. It's just so weird. But the granddaughter would become a mother, right, when she grows up.
So
it's illogical, right? The same with water. Sometimes it's calm, like a mirror. And sometimes it's flowing slowly, and sometimes it's torrenting like waterfalls, sometimes like waves. It's ever changing. So what is the nature of water? And what is the nature of fire? Do you know that fire? It's a children's song. It's a children's song about fire. It can cook rice, it can cook rice, it can boils water, can do many things. But you know, fire can also burn your house or even the forest or burn the world. The whole thing in the raging fire. Burn it to ash. All. Burn it all to ash. So the characteristic of fire is also unfixed. And the characteristic of water is also unfixed, and nothing is fixed. That's why actions, mental formations and actions are also illusory and false. So forms, sensations, perceptions, actions, and consciousness. Our consciousness is the same. Just now we talk about the madman. What is his consciousness? Form, sensations, mental formations, actions, and consciousness. Sakyamuni Buddha will also talk about consciousness. Consciousness is also empty. It's not fixed. Water is not fixed. Fire is not fixed. Consciousness is also not fixed. form is not fixed, sensation is not fixed, perceptions or mental formation is not fixed, actions, consciousness, and all the five skandhas are not fixed. So we now talk about actions, mental formations, and Sakyamuni Buddha used water and I use fire to symbolize it. It's the same. Let's just talk about a human being. Are there two humans that are the same? No, not even one. Case. How come? So strange. They all have two eyes, two eyebrows, one nose, two ears, one mouth. But combined, every human is different. Is there any same one? Not even the twins. Yeah, twins. They seem alike, but actually, no, there are some differences. They look very alike, but they're still different. Why? Because of the five skandhas that are basically different. So the Surangama Sutra is talking about this, and also talk about the 6 sense entries, the 18 realms, and many more. Actually, they're all the same. Primarily, Sakyamuni Buddha is talking that they're all illusory and false, different. So after talking so long about Surangama Sutra, primarily it says that although it is illusory and false, but they are phenomena manifested by the wondrous luminous true mind. They are not self-arising. They do not arise naturally, and they're also not dependent arising, and they're also not arising from combination, but they're all manifestations of the wondrous luminous true mind. That's what he says. Wow, it's so late. Oh no. What am I talking about? Okay. Just hear it. What is Sakyamuni Buddha trying to say in discoursing Surangama Sutra? Oh, he talks about the mind of spiritual cultivation, but actually the spiritual cultivation of everybody is different. Om Mani Padme Hum.